It's Wrestling Rundown with Jay Fancy.
Turnbuckle Tabloid.
Oh, there I am. Here I go.
Hello.
New audio. Who this?
Hello.
Yeah, new audio. Who this?
There we are.
Yeah, I'm working out. I'm working out the kinks of this new setup rig that I got here and stuff. So bear in mind with me with the new look and the trial and error I'm doing over here, guys. So
we're only upgrading from here.
Yeah. I've been upgrading for how many years now? Like it's been for the longest
new
time.
Mics, new headphones.
Yeah, you know, it's listen.
Same old show.
So
what a week.
I mean, yeah, I have to say that there has been a lot on the table for not only wrestling, but for the progression, like I said, of this show. A lot of contacts being made this week. And if you guys don't know who the man who's sitting across from me right now, of course, is the man himself, the milkman. Whole Milk Mike is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
And for this week, Wrestling Rundown, there's a lot of stuff that I have to catch up on because I haven't done a Wrestling Rundown fully in quite a while because there was so much to catch up on with pay-per-views and stuff. So there's some stuff on the table that we need to
look, I'm here to help you.
Oh, thank you, sir. So
especially when I messaged you, I was like when do you want to do another recording? Like, Sunday. I'm like, after this week, hell yes.
Listen, as I enjoy the rest of my margarita that I got on the Ave, and
which looks shady as hell.
It is very shady. There's a lot of shade going on there. Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Respect the craft. What's good out there? Yeah. Yeah, guys, if you want to call in, the number is 315-371-4367. That's 315-371-4367. And that'll actually be pretty cool because I'm still trying to work out the kinks of how to use all this new audio shit here. So
bear with us if you call it.
Yeah, just bear in mind that this is just basically a test. This is all a test that we're doing here. Right now. So other than that, as always, I am Norm McDonald of this segment, and this is your weekend updates, Wrestling Rundown.
What you mean upgrade? What's an upgrade from Norm McDonald? What would be higher than Norm McDonald?
Nothing right now.
Nothing.
Norm is my go-to. So congratulations, Nia Jax returns to WWE. And the crowd went mild. What was your thoughts when you saw this?
I thought I was dreaming. I was like, what year is this? Like, what happened?
Dreaming.
You know what the funny thing was? That night I was flip-flopping from the Jet game and Monday Night Raw. So then when Aaron Rodgers went down, I was like, okay, I'm sticking to Raw now. And then I went to sleep early, and then I missed the whole Nia Jax thing. So when I woke up, I was literally like, is this a dream? Like, is this clickbait?
You missed the whole?
The whole.
You saw what I did there?
Yeah.
I was not shocked. I know there was still rumblings, and everybody is with this, that's a Vince signing. And I go, no, that's pretty much a joint collabo there. Triple H always had liked her. He was one of his kids, his projects as well. So,
but she didn't work out.
Yeah, and
she's been reckless.
She did show that she's been training hard. She's been showing that she's been
I'll say this physically, she looks better.
That she does.
She's still big, but she looks like slimmer.
It's a little bit more
defined.
Right. And I really believe wholeheartedly that I think they need a little shakeup in that roster a little bit.
True.
They do need to have that kind of monster look.
It was getting stale with the same old people,
right?
And you can't have another blonde or brunette with big boobs,
right? So I was not shocked by this, and I'm not.
Are you shocked with who she went after? She went after Raquel and Rhea.
Yeah,
she went straight to the top.
You gotta go for the ones that's at the top. I mean,
the last time we saw her on TV, she got her arm broken by Shayna. You would think, oh, like, let's start that.
Well, we shall see how that comes back, because there's always that kind of draw. But after what I've been watching in this past week on Raw,
closing of tabs.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the heck is going on here. Listen, it's not porn. I'm not doing porn. There we go. It's not porn that I'm.
As we're talking about Nia Jax.
After this week I'm hoping we're not seeing another pairing of Shayna with a tag team. After
I hope not.
Yeah, because that's not necessary for her.
Yeah.
After the whole Zoe Starks thing. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to get my jingle palette up in here running. Yeah, I really don't need to see. I need her to do her own thing. She needs to be out there staking a name for herself and making, and I'm talking about Shayna.
Right.
Shayna needs to go out there.
Because they teased her and Zoe teaming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was bothering me. And we don't need to see that. So, but other than that,
also with Nia Jax coming back and then Kairi Sane making her return soon, it's like,
do you think Kairi's worried?
Yeah, like shit. That gave me a concussion is back.
Oh no, we're not doing this shit again.
I
want to hear that in Japanese though. It's like no, we don't do this again. No. So I'm just hoping that it pans out. I hope she's well. Although already people were trying to call out. It
would be Rhea versus Nia.
But people are already calling out that she botched on Raquel. I'm like, no, she didn't. She did all right. It was fine.
It looked somewhat questionable, but
it was all right.
I'll say the squash on Rhea and then her just smacking her in the face over and over again.
Right.
Was like, wow, you're going a little too far.
Yeah. So we shall see. We shall see. Did anyone hear about the Matt Riddle thing, that he's got his balls touched by a by a cop at JFK?
And then he took a picture of him and posted on social media.
Yeah.
What a clusterfuck.
Yeah. I mean,
especially it's Matt Riddle.
I would be unhappy if someone was doing a little bit more extra to their job, because that's what it sounds like it was, that they were doing just a little bit too much with
But do we
him.
believe it?
I mean, you never know these days.
It's he said, she says.
He said. So
he said. Whatever.
So but this day and age, it's like, it's Riddle. I mean, come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the dude that years ago was almost canceled.
Yeah. So apparently he's not he's refusing to fly into JFK anymore. So
right.
Now you're LaGuardia's problem there.
Yeah.
There you go. Have fun with that, sir.
Well, let's be realistic. How long until WWE says enough, axes him? Well,
we shall see. I still think that they still have hope for him. So we shall see. We saw that Endeavor has finally taken over the WWE. The merger's done.
Correct.
TKO is now in full effect. I bought some TKO stock.
Really?
Yeah, I bought into it. I don't know why, but I did. I sold my WWE stock at 85, but I bought TKO at 100. So I was like, oh.
So could you still buy WWE stock, or is it
no? Now it's just TKO now. Yeah, there's no WWE anymore. So now
this is interesting going forward to see how this works.
Well, there are some individuals who are saying that due to the merger, that Vince still has some vetoing power, especially when it comes to the UFC. So I want to see how, if that is true, how he'll fuck up UFC from here on out. UFC isn't doing well lately anyway. So I would.
Do you have more insight onto how this whole how this whole merger is working?
Well, this really
who is really in charge?
Well,
because Triple H is creative, correct?
Well, not anymore. Creative, yes, but as a board member, he's out. He's out.
And Vince is CEO of WWE still.
I can.
If anybody in the chat wants to clarify,
yeah, I
look it up for us.
I believe he's the second in command of the whole TKO thing.
Right.
And
but like I'm saying, like he can't make a decision on anything WWE.
I mean, he can't. You know, he still has that. Yeah, he still has that.
But he can overpower Triple H anything he wants, or is that separate?
With Vince, anything's possible.
I mean,
it could be occurred, but
it's always like
creative
influence.
Creative always has to answer to somebody up higher up. So it could be Vince. But right now, I think the Ari, who's the lead guy of everything, he's happy with the product, is how it's going now.
And is that the same for Dana White? Is he the promoter still? He's
a promoter, but from what I hear, from what has been said, that Vince actually is over him now.
Interesting.
Yeah, so that's an interesting dynamic that's going on.
So the stuff Henry was saying the other night, like how long until the UFC guys make their WWE appearances?
Right. I am just more into the idea and the premise of can we just let the old man just sit back and just enjoy the ride? It was like when they brought in the guy, if you watch The Office, they brought in Dunder from Dunder Mifflin to speak to the staff.
Right.
And he's like, I don't even go to the board meetings anymore. I just send somebody as a replacement just to do that. Let's have Vince start doing that. Let's just have him just pull up and just be like,
well, let's be real here. Vince will never go away.
He always has to be somewhat of a figure somewhere. Yeah. It has to be an entity. By the way,
he doesn't know anything else. That's
by the way, what was with the purple do-rag? What were we doing with that?
I have no. That picture came out of nowhere.
What was with the purple do-rag, sir? Come on. Next on the table, ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Mike Tenay and the late Don West being inducted into the Impact's Hall of Fame. Kudos to the two of them. People really don't.
They're very underrated as an announcer.
Underrated and don't understand the quote unquote, pun intended, impact that those two made during that time of TNA. It was Oski who actually put me onto the fact that he was such a big Don West and Tenay fan during that time.
Right.
And me as a wrestling fan, I did like them on commentary, but it wasn't until later on when I found out Don West, his history of wrestling, that he was oblivious to what how to call it, what was to be a part of it, and he was schooled to the game by like Borash and Tenay and stuff like that.
But you felt he was very happy and very enthusiastic watching.
And he sounded like a vet.
Yeah,
he sounded like a vet. So
especially with the X Division guys, like he was like amazed at a lot of stuff that he did.
And Tenay, you knew from his WCW days,
yeah, he's the professor, man. Tenay, and then Don West. I didn't know about this until he passed. Was that he was selling baseball cards? He was like on those.
Oh yeah, he was doing.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, he was on that home shopping.
I didn't know where he came from.
We're here to sell you probably the rarest card that you would ever see. The Cal Ripken Jr., Billy Ripken collabo cards. You're going to want to see this. This is a fantastic card set.
In the early days of TNA, honestly.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Waking the shit out of you in mid-sleep. Yeah, that'll do it.
In the early days of TNA, when they did the 3-man announce booth with Tenay, West, and fucking Ed Ferrara, thank God they changed it to Tenay and West, because let's be real, a lot of people, when they tuned to TNA, when Kurt Angle joined, Christian joined, the Dudleys joined, those were the two you heard weekly after week after week after week, and they grew on a lot of people.
Right.
Honestly, you could put them in the top 5 of greatest announce teams.
Somebody asks, have you guys started watching The Wrestlers on Netflix yet? If The Wrestlers,
maybe.
Are you is that the one that's the Vice show that they had now? It's on Netflix?
I think it's on OVW.
Oh, really?
Right, they use the OVW people.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't started watching it yet because I watched The Wrestlers on Vice. Right. They had their own documentary series.
Yeah, I think it's separate.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't started watching it yet. I need to check that out. Congratulations to Don West and Mike Tenay, man. Yeah, like I said, very, very underrated tandem in the commentary field, and kudos to them. They should get more recognition from not only the rest of the universe, but also the fan base as well.
Especially Mike Tenay. Not for nothing. they need announcers for WWE. Fucking if Mike Tenay's not doing anything in Impact, fucking snatch him up.
Mike has great hair. I've always liked. He has a smaller version of Jimmy Hart kind of hair. It's like just it's a little.
I haven't really noticed. I don't look at his hair.
Disney, Amazon,
WWE,
possible purchasers of WWE streaming. There's talks that Disney and Amazon are in the running to get SmackDown on their streaming sites.
So what does that mean for Fox?
Well, Fox's deal is almost up, and I think Fox is asking for way too much money.
So they're definitely gone.
Yeah, but I think that there might
be real here. If we're a Fox representative, we're not happy with the fact that the champion is not on TV every week.
Yeah.
If it was reversed and Roman was on the USA show, USA would not give a fuck. Fox would care, like, oh, we have Seth Rollins as our champion.
Right.
That was one of the things I should have said when we did like draft predictions, and they should have done. They should have switched Roman back to Raw.
I think that
the Bloodline storyline on the 3-hour show instead of the 2-hour show.
I think that it's possible, it's plausible to occur. Will it really matter now? Does ratings matter anymore?
I don't know. I guess for AEW's case it does, but not for WWE.
I think
not as much as anymore, because right now it's Monday Night Football, which is going to be killing Raw. So now,
right,
of course, they'll look at that number and be like, okay, back to usual as always.
For
Friday, I think that's the show they care the most about.
But for advertising purposes, I really think that there is. I have to do the research to see how many subscribers, because I know Amazon, they're building their streaming outlet. They're really tied to seeing how everything goes with the NFL with Thursday Night Football.
Right.
So I'm wondering if they believe that if they do buy into WWE, that they're hitching their ride onto the fact that with the success that NFL football has been doing, that WWE can bring in some viewership as well. Disney, everybody goes, well, Disney's Disney. In case you haven't noticed, like Disney's tied to like a lot of shit.
All your favorite stuff, all your favorites.
ESPN,
DC, Marvel stuff,
ABC. Disney has their hand in so many fucking networks and other things that
a lot of hands in cookie jars.
I don't see where that would be a problem, but I still want to know, like, how would that work with advertising and with connecting with because right now, if the biggest one would be Disney, because I think they're like well over into that, and you could quote me if I'm wrong, but I think they're well over into 10 million American wise of subscribers. So
we have to ask.
Yeah, I would have to see.
We have to ask Mr. Disney himself.
Ask Disney.
But so it would be like the WWE network on Disney Plus.
Most likely the network or just SmackDown.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if they get WWE in total, they have to go through a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of stuff you can't put on Disney.
I don't know. There's still
a lot of language, a lot of titties.
I mean, does WWE really show titties? I mean, they don't really show titties.
Let's go through the Attitude Era, sir.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a different library.
Okay.
So right now, Jesus Christ, I was way off in the third quarter of the number of
100 million.
Oh yeah, shit, I'm like 10 million. Look at me,
way off.
But I'm thinking but since it's launched in 2019, I was thinking like just like national shit. It's a 146.7 million. Yeah. Oh yeah, WWE could say fuck off to anybody if they get signed to Disney. They could say fuck off to anybody if they did that. No, definitely. That's
it would be interesting to see how it works, at least.
Right.
At least what they give them.
So that'll be interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations to Becky Lynch. She pulls in the NXT Women's Championship. Spoiler alert.
Everybody goes mad.
Everybody's angry.
Main roster bitch just won the NXT title. It's a developmental show, isn't it? I thought we were supposed to develop the women.
You are. You're gonna develop the women to chase,
right.
And that's what happens.
And also, you want to sell out your next pay-per-view for NXT, and Becky Lynch is a draw.
Speaking of which, NXT has been drawing higher numbers as of late, ratings wise. Since we were talking ratings, they've been drawing over 650,000 viewers as per their usual, which was hovering around 550, 560. So now there's a little bit more eyes to the product, which you want to do.
Correct.
And
well, let's be real here. Let's look at the people that they put in on the show. The Judgment Day, Becky Lynch.
You kill the momentum from young talent. How? Explain. Because to me,
Dominic Mysterio is a champion, and he's
young talent.
He's learning as well as these people.
He's young talent.
Yeah.
Becky goes down there, brings
Becky beating Tiffany Stratton. I think in the long run, hopefully, she just drops it back to her at the next show.
Right.
That's the plan.
It's just to
or do a triple threat or however way they take the belt off Becky. But this was just another milestone for Becky to get.
Like I could have taken it heads or tails. Like I really wouldn't have cared.
Right.
But at the same time, that synergy had needed to be done a long time ago to ensure we saw the teasing of it, the Survivor Series years ago, where NXT pretty much cleaned up the board with the main talent.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think that was when they were beating AEW in the ratings.
Right. And
AEW was beating them, whichever way, whichever way you want to fucking phrase it.
And it went nowhere.
Right.
So because of course the old man in charge
gave up
and
meanwhile, that was the year
was not going to allow the NXT talent to outshine.
Meanwhile, that was the year like Shayna Baszler was the NXT champion. She
right.
won the main event at Survivor Series. They had Keith Lee go toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns and look strong.
Right.
And then it all fucking fell apart.
Yeah, that's what you call enhancing talent.
Right.
So I think
I remember
if you do it the other way, it's the same thing.
Remember, it was supposedly going to be Adam Cole versus the Fiends versus Brock because they were all the champions at the time.
Hey, remember when they couldn't come back from Saudi Arabia and they
threw
a lot of
took over Friday Night SmackDown and actually was a really great show.
Yeah, I call that enhancing talent.
Adam Cole, Daniel Bryan in the main event.
Right.
I still like that episode of SmackDown.
Of course. That's a good SmackDown to go back and watch. That's actually a really good episode to go and watch. To me, like I said, I wouldn't expect Becky to run the gauntlet and become the Roman Reigns of NXT.
And look at it like this. Tiffany doesn't have the belt anymore. She can now be called up to the main roster, and Becky could drop the belt to say Cora Jade or Lyra Valkyria, somebody else in NXT that's ready for the title.
Right. So in any case, you could still say that
Tiffany Stratton has a brighter future than the NXT. Let's be real.
Oh no,
she's a project that they've been working on, and she's developed really well.
This is the one that they're gonna say, Mandy, you dropped the ball. We're gonna give it to her.
Correct.
Yeah, so I don't see why.
And then when we talk about certain other women jumping ship,
when we get to that, we'll get to that soon.
It'll be an interesting little thing,
right? Hey, guess who else I heard fudges the numbers when it comes to their attendance?
You've been waiting all week for this.
Indubitably. So, pretty much. There was this big hubbub
about the attendance for All In.
Oh my goodness gracious! And which, by the way, I guess not to take anything away from it, the numbers it's still a remarkable number to draw for a wrestling event. Not to take anything away from that. I am not gonna sit there and denigrate that. That is a phenomenal task.
What number are you saying that about? 80,000 or 70,000?
You see, you really don't know. I was getting to the build up to it. I was getting there. Pace yourself. You have to pace. So, regardless, it's still a remarkable number to draw for a wrestling.
There were people in attendance,
of course. Phenomenal numbers, ridiculous numbers for that. I commend them for doing that because I was the one who laughed hysterically when they fucking said they were going to do Wembley.
Mm-hmm.
And once I saw that,
you were one of the critics that said, "Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah,
you are not filling that building."
And I ate crow with a little bit of salt and a little bit of ketchup, and I ate the crow, and I said, "You know what? Congratulations to them." So the number that they
Announced.
initially reported was the 80,000 number, right?
Yeah, 80,000 tickets sold.
Right.
And
And
then on the
no. Was it 80,000 sold and in attendance?
No, they said 80,000 tickets have been sold, and then in attendance they announced 81,390 something.
Okay, so
We're getting a phone call, but it's not.
I'm gonna but talk about it for a second. Go get into it.
Well, really, AEW All In. They announced the whole show. Nothing announced on the card. 80,000 tickets sold. 81,000. I am trying to stall it best as I can. False number, maybe.
No, I know who it is. So what was announced was
82,396 or some shit right there.
And as
I may be close to the actual fake number.
And as per the recording of a
the Sun.
No, it was a
Let's make sure we say the right thing before people get more mad at you.
Yeah.
Which news article wrote the real number?
Who does this? Shout out to Henry. Henry's hilarious. So that
I never heard of him.
So
yeah, because you're fucking here.
Google. Just go to Google. So, as per the Freedom of Information Office for the Brent Civic Center issued the following statement. The actual numbers registered entering Wembley Stadium through the turnstiles was 72,265. This is a reflective of what attended of the night and the total number of tickets sold or no-shows, etc. Total. The turnstile count for WWE's WrestleMania 32 pay-per-view of 2016 was 80,709, as confirmed by the Arlington Police. WWE announced the attendance of the night to be 101,763, which Vince said included ushers and ticket takers. So he inflated it
by 20,000.
No, he inflated it by 21,000. By 21,000. By 21,000. So
okay.
I say that as like I mentioned, although it's a remarkable number that was drawn by the company. Yeah, people inflate their numbers too. And
it's not just WWE.
Right. And
which somebody said perfectly, when WWE inflates their numbers, boo. When AEW does it,
but you gotta understand. There's a certain thing, and then there's even reports that Tony Khan actually bought 10,000 tickets himself.
Looking on the camera, it looks like you're pretty much doing the Kermit meme. Sipping the tea like I didn't say anything.
Oh, poor Will Ospreay putting that attendance number.
Right, and then he goes on live. He goes, "The fuck, mate." The fuck, mate.
Jesus. But yeah, like I said, still a remarkable number. But come on, guys.
So 8,000 compared to 20,000.
Right, still great, great numbers. Is Jade Cargill done with AEW?
Reportedly, yes.
As supposedly to be reported, yeah.
Yeah, even on the way here, I just saw the newest thing that PW Insider reports that she is scheduled to make her. She is reported to go to the Performance Center this week, as of this week.
Okay, so I've been a big critic of Jade Cargill, humongous critic of her, and I've often said that she needs to be trained. I mean, legitimately sat down and trained.
Not just in ring sessions with Brian.
Right? No, she needs to sit down and do the motion. She has to go through it. Regal is there now. You got some talented talent. Biff Busick is there. You got a few.
Albert.
Albert is there.
He's a big guy. He's a big guy. She's a big woman. He could teach some moves she could do.
I think Rip Rogers. I think he's the one. He's still there. I think he's still there.
Okay.
Right. So I think there's talent.
There's people there that know what they could do,
and they could work with her.
Right.
People already alluding to that she is probably going to skip NXT and go to the main roster. I think that'll be foolish at this time because the women's division in NXT would, not to say that's really needed, but it will be a nice body and presence to have there.
The only thing I would say if she does skip NXT is if she goes to the main roster and joins Lashley's group.
Right.
Right off the bat, like she goes in, destroys the women's division, and she aligns with Bobby,
right.
Street Profits, something like that.
So,
but like I was telling Henry in the group chat that we're in, I was like, if she goes to NXT and she works with all these newer girls, they can all develop chemistry with each other. They all practice their matches.
You're right. Respect the craft. Steve Corino would definitely teach it away. Yeah, exactly. Corino would definitely help her out through that.
All respect to Bryan Danielson and all those guys in AEW, but they're teaching her like some of the basics and then showing her some of this like crazy shit that they think would look cool in her matches.
But the other thing, yeah, and that's the other thing too.
In NXT, they show her, okay, this is how we want you to like stand, like how like show like your presence. Because let's be real, on AEW, all Jade Cargill does is boots, just say the word bitch, and that's it.
I think that the same that they did with Bianca, they're gonna do with her, and probably 2 times more.
Yeah, Jade Cargill will probably be the successor to Bianca,
right?
Even though Bianca's still young and she's still like many years to go.
I think that there's
the same age.
There's a lot to do there, and they're gonna do it. Like I said, they do it 2 times more because Bianca came in and she was already athletic.
Right.
With Jade, she has the body, she has the look, but it's now
bodybuilder
to tone her up and get her in ring shape, as in cardio wise, work wise, to get her totally prepared to how to work wrestling.
The same
sports
thing,
entertainment,
the same thing we were saying when
or what you want to call it.
Same thing we were saying when Nia Jax. No woman looks like this.
Right.
Like Jade Cargill has a fucking 8-pack. Like she looks incredible. It's
right.
just that a lot of things is her ring work and her mic skills.
Right. So let's see how that's gonna roll out if this does occur, because
they have her and Brian Pillman Jr.
Right.
He's about to hopefully debut soon. I'm gonna say,
you see how many times you see how everybody gets excited to see how everybody goes from WWE to AEW. Yeah. So let's see what's the carryover from the other side of the grass, you know.
Yeah, quick little prediction. I think Pillman will debut this year. Cargill will definitely be a news debuting in 2024.
I would probably
by
think
January, February.
I think a little bit sooner, but we'll see. Elias is a free agent?
Mm-hmm.
Or Ezekiel? Which one?
I'll get the fuck out of here. The whole family's released.
I feel bad.
Are you slightly shocked about this?
No, I'm not. I'm not, and I kind of feel bad for him because I think there's talent there as a worker. He's actually good. I think the gimmick was working at one point in time.
The gimmick of just playing a guitar,
the guitar, and the
random albums that he be putting out actually made some money for them.
Right. I thought that worked, but I think the Vince element kind of burned him.
He was definitely a Vince thing.
Yeah, I think that kind of.
I mean, remember when he first debuted? He was he was projected into the main event scene, like feuding with Cena, Braun, Brock. Like he was fucking up there.
Yeah, so I think that
even like they turned him babyface, that didn't work at all. So he was pretty much a full blown heel for the rest of his life.
Right. I just think I think that maybe him spreading his wings and going somewhere else could help him out. Maybe Impact.
Impact would definitely give him.
Impact would definitely be a spot for him, and it's not a bad thing.
Like, it'd be interesting what name he chooses.
He'll be Ethaniel or something like that. Ethaniel or some shit like that. But good luck to him if this is true. Like it, I hope the best for him actually, because he's like I said, he's
also
actually
with
a good
him
worker.
recently posting, he recently got baptized. Like,
yeah,
who's somewhere. Like the timing of all this sucked too with the merger.
Made me think because I would have thought that he could have actually worked alongside Bray. There was something that could have played with that as well. He could have
been a disciple.
Yeah, something like that. He would have been actually cool with that. 100.
Speaking of more releases,
big releases were done this past week. since the merger, there was the 100 executive and board managerial positions that were released.
Notable one too.
Dana Warrior was released, and she had been with the company since I believe 2013 or something like that. A little bit longer.
Warrior came back
a little bit shorter. Yeah, so
they did the Vicky thing with her. They gave her a sympathy job.
Yeah, and she was part of the Warriors Foundation committee and all that.
She would appear every year. They did the Warrior Award,
and then they put a part of creative. What
if she knew?
Oh, fuck knows. I don't know. So
see, when Jay's on the show and he asks for new people, they give you Dana Warrior, and then you still go, what? That's not the new blood I want.
Yeah, no. Let's
old blood.
Let's go in LinkedIn and find other resumes.
Do you not realize who she was married to?
Yeah.
Who she listened to for all those years?
Yeah, we're not doing that. But this is part of what everybody was worried about was with talent being released. But
that's coming.
So far, there have been talks that everybody seems to be okay so far. But
pretty much office people,
right?
Let go.
Weight classes for WWE. There is talks that WWE will be bringing back weight classes, junior heavyweights, cruiserweights, and such. And
guess what that means?
More belts! Yay! Jay likes this. Jay likes this. Jay wants everybody to get a belt. Yay! You get a belt, and you get a belt, and you get a belt.
You know what that sounds like? It sounds like pity.
It sounds like gives more eyes to the
when
product.
Dana Brooke goes on Twitter and says, "I will fucking work hard, you assholes," when they're chanting "leave," it's like, here, you get a belt now, Dana. Have fun.
Hey, listen, you put lighter. Nobody said anything when WCW had cruiserweight titles. Nobody said anything when they had TV titles. Nobody said any of that. Yeah,
that's not the thing.
What's that? Why is that not the thing?
How many belts are there currently in WWE, Jay?
No, let's think about it.
Main roster.
You have the WWE title. You have the Undisputed title.
You have the World Heavyweight title.
You have the World Heavyweight title. No, World Heavyweight.
No, 3 world titles, but continue.
What 3 world titles?
The Universal and WWE titles.
No, the Undisputed title.
Okay, sure.
Because they put those, and it's the world title.
In some cases, you can make 3, but let's count 2.
Okay.
2 world titles.
The US.
Correct.
Intercontinental.
2 mid cards.
That's 2 mid cards. Okay, that's 4.
1 set of men's tag belts,
which they're talking about that they're going to be splitting up soon. Okay.
1 set of women's tag belts.
That's 1. Okay.
And a women's world title.
Okay, that's 8.
2 women's titles.
Okay, that's 9. Okay.
So how many more do you want to fucking add? 5?
Get a TV title. That's fun. Like I said, get a cruiserweight title. That's fun.
Okay, but then addition and subtraction. You could get rid of the U.S. title and get a TV title.
That's never going to happen.
Hold on.
That's never going to happen.
You could do hypothetically, in my opinion, you scrap the U.S. title and get the cruiserweight title or men's TV title. Then you have Rhea and Io do a unification match for 1 women's world title, and then the other one can get and then introduce a women's TV title.
But once again, once you do that, then you're getting rid of the brand split, which you want anyway.
Correct.
So that's
at this point, you want the brand split gone too.
No, I don't. I'm fine with the brand split.
Well,
I'm fine with it.
That's what actually is the brand split.
No, I'm fine with it. But once again, nobody said anything when WCW did it. They had cruiserweight titles. They had TV titles. They had the U.S. Championship. They had freaking cruiserweight tag titles. They had a bunch of shit.
Well, the cruiserweight tag titles was when they were dying.
It doesn't even matter.
That was a last ditch effort.
They had tons of belts as well.
Okay.
AEW has
every belt under the sun.
Exactly.
All right.
So, okay, at least it gives people. In
AEW, it's more egregious. I will say that.
My whole
because they have another brand along with it.
If you do something that makes sense to make the stories more about the thought about of having a large roster that they have, and you make a story that makes sense to have reasons for these titles, I get that.
Right.
Then do it. You're just not having a random match with fucking with Dijak and fucking Jonah or whatever the fuck his name is these days for nothing.
Big
You
Bronson.
know, yeah, it doesn't. You make stories make sense, relevant for these titles. Put the category, and if you do the weight classes, then they'll do power rankings. It doesn't have to be rankings like how AEW was supposed to be doing with fucking
they gave up on that finally.
Right. If you just did power rankings, it would make a little bit more sense. So,
but then with them splitting everybody up by weight classes, then your Finn Balor's, like your smaller dudes, are not competing in the main event anymore.
But they did it though. But here's the thing: they used to have the weight class at 225.
Correct.
That was you considered heavyweight, right?
Right.
So if you drop it down
to say like 200,
210, maybe, or
the 205 thing,
right?
Did.
If you did that, then
Finn's not going to be competing for the world title anymore.
So
Rey Mysterio, it will be relegated to that,
right? Yeah. So that would be fun to do. Like I said, it'd
be interesting to see how long it lasts. See if it works.
It only sounds silly when they do stupid shit like the fucking 24/7 title. Get that shit out of here. That's bullshit. That was only bringing nostalgia for people who loved the hardcore title. You know who loved the hardcore title? The fucking Attitude Era people.
Right.
I hated that fucking belt. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was dumb. I always found it stupid.
There were some highlights of it though back in the day when like they fighting in the Mississippi River or going through.
You were pinning somebody while they were sleeping.
Pretty much, yeah.
That was fucking. You talk about that. By the way, guys,
they were thinking outside the box. Let's give them that.
I want to let you guys in a little secret. I wasn't a big fan of the Attitude Era. I was not a big fan of the Attitude Era.
Jay was a new generation guy.
No, I maybe
he liked the job.
I thought it was desperate. I really thought that it was desperate.
Hopper was his favorite growing up.
Oh no, it was the Goon. The Goon was my guy. The Goon was my guy. No, the Attitude Era was just nothing. Just a grab at what ECW was doing. That's to me. That's what it was. But
that's fair.
But
but back to this, where everybody's gonna be split up into weights and everything like that. So let's say for the women, there's two bigger women compared to everybody else. Not Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax and Piper Niven.
But are
they just competing against each other forever?
But there's no women's heavyweight title.
But what if they introduce that?
They're just women.
Because then you have then the small women like Zelina Vega, Candice LeRae, Alexa Bliss all fight against each other.
They're just women. Just a women's title. Just women.
You just sound so sexist.
I know, and I know, and a lot of people say that you are, and I could come off that way, but it's true.
There's small women, there's medium women, and there's two big women.
Just women. That's it. Just women.
But that's what everybody's gonna have a problem with then, because then why are you putting them?
I'm not gonna. I don't care about weight class for women. It makes no sense to me. I don't care about
playing devil's advocate. People are gonna say, why are there weight classes for the men and not for the women?
Because there's a world heavyweight title, and then there's an undisputed title. There's the word heavyweight that's in that title.
But do you see what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Because in UFC, there's weight classes in different divisions for the women.
So
but why can't WWE do that?
Right, because there's a difference between in UFC's fighting as opposed to what wrestling does. There's a difference into that.
Mm-hmm.
And with the WWE, when it comes to weight class with women, there is no weight class. Women fight women. That's it. There's none.
There's different sizes of women on the WWE roster.
All right, so you want to put a flyweight for them? Okay, put a flyweight.
That's what I'm saying. If what you're reading is what they might do,
but it's not for women. It's not for women. It's for the men. It's not for the women.
And then again, devil's advocate, the fans would be like,
who's devil's advocate? Who's pitching for that? Nobody's pitching for
this could be a group of people that fight for
Nia Jax will be in the only women's division for heavyweight.
Her and Piper Niven.
Okay, and that's it.
And then you have women like Rhea, Raquel,
nobody cares about
Hartwell,
that. No, I'm telling you,
there's people that do.
Who would care? Anybody who cares about the women's
Twitter
division
wants to speak up. At Turnbuckle Tab.
Shit, nobody's caring about a woman having that class. God, that's ridiculous.
I mean, weight classes for the men, and then we're supposed to believe Alexa Bliss can beat Piper Niven.
Sure, why not? It's wrestling. We can believe
because
that.
They're all the same, even though one's 100 pounds bigger than the other.
You're the best around. No one's gonna ever keep it down. AEW.
What now with them?
To Max, there's talks that there's a possibility that the the Discovery company is looking to possibly take AEW and place them on the Max network. We were just discussing about
it's always funny
SmackDown going to Disney or Amazon.
It's always funny when like you talk about, or other podcasts talk about like streaming services for AEW. They have one under their fucking belt and they call it Ring of Honor.
And nobody's buying into that
shit. You can't re-fucking brand it and like, give them exclusive AEW content, like backstage stuff, interviews. You use it for Ring of Honor.
Yeah. And then with that
to
talk,
me, that sounds so silly.
And with that talk, there's the talk of bringing pay-per-views, 12 of them a year for AEW. I kind of like that format though.
Every 2 months.
Yeah, I like the every 3 months. I like the four.
I'd be fine with the 6 if it's
well, they could do their specials like they'll do Wrestle Dream or
right, like
or Forbidden Kingdom or like that.
Because Wrestle Kingdom
or Forbidden Door, Forbidden Door. Like I'm okay with that.
So if they do 6 a year, let's say,
right,
it'd be Wrestle Dream, Revolution, not in particular order of how they do it currently, but
right.
Wrestle Dream, Full Gear, Revolution, Double or Nothing, All In, and All Out.
Right.
Those would be the 6 main ones.
Yeah.
But the problem is then you have to separate them all in a 2 month span.
I think you were really,
and then you do TV specials like you Fight for the Fallens or Winterfest type of thing.
I think they'll pigeonhole Tony Khan's creativity if you only give him a 3-week cycle to make storylines make sense for the next pay-per-view.
Also tell him don't use your go home show to book all your matches.
Right. So I find that'll be interesting.
Which I think is the one critique that he needs.
Right.
I'm a little nervous. What's this one?
PWI has released their 500 list. The PWI has dropped their 500 list. And wow, was there some doozies on this list, ladies and gentlemen. What was the critique for the...
Oh, shit, I read it out to you before.
Yeah, it was...
win-loss record, major feuds, level of competition in said company, and like all that nonsense.
Okay, so...
and then like popularity to the extent of the company.
Just the shocker for me on this list were who were the top 2. I was amazed that they did this year.
So do you want to go to, let's start from you?
Because
you have the list.
I'll do the top 10 first, and then we'll go down to
go
like the shockers that I have there. Okay, so number 1 was Seth Rollins, 2 was Roman, 2 WWE guys on this list. That top, whoa, shocker.
Number 3,
Jon Moxley.
Stop right there. The Shield are on the top 3.
Ain't that something? Yeah. The Shield on the top 3.
10 years after the group debuted, and they're all in the top 3 of the wrestling business.
Which goes to say something, because at the end of the day,
each on a different brand, technically.
Right. But at the end of the day, if you want to draw straws about this or whatever, WWE was right.
With the 2?
With the talents that they picked.
Yeah.
So 4 is Gunther.
That's fair. 5
is Hijo de Vikingo.
Fuck it.
That to
fine.
Me, that was it wasn't fine for me because MJF at 6.
Okay, yeah.
Okada at 7. That's a little bit too high for me.
I'll explain. I'll give a reason why Okada shouldn't be higher than another person. But go on.
Orange Cassidy at 8.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Alexander at 9. Cody at 10.
Okay.
What do you have?
And
who should have been moved around?
If we're doing by win-loss records,
then
Sonata should be above Okada because he's the fucking world champion. Then you have Will Ospreay, who's been having banger matches.
Who was at 17?
Correct. Who's that's ridiculous. I think out of the 10, Orange, Josh, and Vikingo are too high.
Right.
Vikingo, you can make a case because he's the AAA champion. He should at least 10 or 11. He's like trying to crack the 10. At least that'd be fair.
I would love to know where he was at last year.
I think he was 7.
Really?
He was in the top 10 last year. I remember us talking about this too because I was like, "Who the fuck is El Tío Vikingo?"
El Tío Vikingo.
Yeah. But because I think last year Roman was 1 too, and everybody was bitching about that one.
Right.
But yeah. So Josh, Orange, and Vikingo are way too high. I think guys like Ospreay, mostly Ospreay off the top of my head that I could think of that should have been in the top 10. And Sonata.
Sonata's at 11.
Like Sonata and Vikingo should be fighting for like the 8 and 9 spot.
Sonata's at 11.
The 10 and 9 spot.
At 15, Masha Slamovich. Okay. Here comes the sexism. Here comes the sexism again.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have your own list?
Meanwhile, Jay loves the women.
Don't you? Oh, I love the women.
Yeah, just women's wrestling.
I would wrestle Masha Slamovich in my room. But my dear, y'all have your own list. I don't see any men on y'all list.
Sonny Kiss, technically.
Okay. Sonny's on his list too.
Yeah.
Masha Slamovich is at 15.
And you went through the list. She's the only female on this list.
No. There's
others.
There's other females here. But you mean to tell me that Masha Slamovich is better than Bryan Danielson at 16, Will Ospreay
That's another
at
thing
17.
too. I would have put Danielson in the top 10.
Bryan Danielson at 16, Will Ospreay at 17,
right?
Kevin Owens at 21, Sami Zayn at 22. Both of these individuals had remarkable years.
And were part of the best storyline in wrestling.
Kenny Omega at 25.
The best wrestler originally in the generation.
Matt Cardona at 31, who's having probably the best indie year that a lot of wrestlers haven't seen since maybe Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Kane, fuck off. MLW's he's at 34. Fuck off. She's better than Zack Sabre Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Solo Sikoa.
Better than Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Braun Breaker.
Who's having a great resurgence. Like this new heel run. She's better than him.
She's better than Ricky Starks at 43. Austin Theory at 45.
That's fair. Theory sucks.
Right.
John Cena then does nothing. Fuck off.
I'm like, okay.
She's better than Solo Sikoa.
Well, I'm glad she's better than Wheeler Yuta at 63.
Oh.
I'm glad she's better than him. Daniel Garcia at 69. Damian at 71. Damian's having Priest. A fucking year.
Yeah.
And you got at 70. We got him at
Mr.
71.
Money, Senior Money in the Bank.
I didn't even notice I didn't even mention if Rhea Ripley was on this list since you put women on here. She's better than Rhea Ripley?
I guess so. She's better than Bianca. She's better than, I guess, you don't say her name, but Mercedes Moné. She's better than her.
Wow. Pac is at 90.
Okay.
Dominic Mysterio.
Dominic is at 94.
He's at 94. Kudos to him.
Meanwhile, I think he was like in the 200s last year.
Right. Hook at 103. I love when you get lower down to the list because you start seeing people's names and you're like, who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Jordan Oliver made 114.
Good for him.
Granted, I like him. He was been on the show or whatever, but 114? Come on. Who?
But with that reaction, are you saying higher or lower?
He should have been lower. I mean, honestly.
Okay. Just not with his talent, just compared to everyone else.
He beat LA Knight at 130.
LA Knight is 130, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Joey Janela, 138.
That one pisses you off.
Wow. The Miz at 141.
Really?
Buddy Matthews at 143. Shout out to Darius Carter at 144.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Wayne at 147. Listen, I'm sorry, guys.
Bright future, but
I don't see the hype.
Not yet.
I don't see the hype at all. When you got everybody named Mother in AEW doing the same shit that he does,
he doesn't stand out.
Yeah, he doesn't really.
Not at all.
Mance Warner at 157. I like the dude,
him.
but come on.
Fuck him.
It's a little bit too high for me, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Riddle at 164.
What? What did he do the past year that was impressive to get in the hundreds?
Nick Gage at 175. Fuck off. Come on.
Dominoes don't approve.
Casey Navarro at 182. Tyler Bate at 183.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Thomas Latimer. We should have thought. Say shout out to the fam, my boy Homicide at 191. By the way, HOG, you owe the man one. Y'all fucked up his name in that graphic, man. Y'all spelled his name so wrong.
How did they spell
it? HOMO side.
Homicide.
Yeah.
You should brought a sign that saying homicide.
No, because that was played during the show. It was played during the graphics for the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so y'all owe an apology to that, man. But I'm gonna click the link and I'm gonna put it on the
Well, you brought up who was 500. So who was the last wrestler on
I gotta pull the 500. It's like the
NXT dude, Andre Chase.
Yeah, Andre Chase was 500.
Wow.
He's the Tom Brady of this list for this year. But yeah, shout out to one of the homegirls that I know who's in the NDC. She made it at 496, Anastasia Morningstar. I was like, wow, really? Okay. Okay. But other than that, congratulations to everybody who made the list. Yay. And gonna post the link onto the Turnbuckle Tabloid page so you guys can check it out and see if any of your favorites made the list as well. And with that being said, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here on the Facebook page, and more to come for the podcasting side. So, guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around. Much to talk about. See you guys in a second.